Hello everyone, it's me, DillysSims. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Speed Build Sunday, the day of the week where I build whatever I want because I can. So, for today's speed build, you guys, if you watch my Soap Opera Legacy Challenge, this house you have seen. This was on last week's episode, and I named it Cutsie Trailer. But it's actually Devon Drew's trailer that she lives in, because my character, Devon Drew, she fell in love with the butler, her family butler, and her stepmom wanted to date the butler, but the butler was like, no, I love your stepdaughter. So Goldie McDiggerson, the stepmom, was like, ooh, this is not happening under my roof. If I can't have this butler, no one can. So she went over to her husband, Ryan Drew, and was like, hey, Devon is sleeping with the butler. And then Ryan was like, hey, honey, you can't do this. He's the help. He's here to, help and serve us. And he might be taking advantage of you. And she was like, no, we love each other. So he was like, you have to stop dating him. And she's like, no. So then he kicked her out of the house, and they got a cute little trailer together. And I also imagine in this trailer that Devon did a lot of the furnishing of the apartment, of the trailer. I said he. Devon is a she. I imagine that Devon furnished a lot of the trailer herself. That's why, the bedroom is very feminine, because Devon is a girly girl. Her bedroom throughout her entire childhood has been pink. She dresses very well, and even now that she is living not in the lap of luxury anymore, you could tell by some of her clothes that she tries to look good, even though she can't afford stuff. She's probably shopping at Plato's Closet now, and she's shopping at Ross and, looking for good deals, but she's trying. I think one of her outfits I kept is a very glamorous outfit, because I was like, she probably kept some of her clothes. I know to afford some of the stuff in this trailer, she probably sold some of her stuff, but she also kept some of it, most likely. So, yeah. And we are just getting to know Robert. I believe that's what the butler's name is. I'm pretty sure it's Robert. It's Robert. We are just getting to know who Robert is, so he probably didn't have as much input, because we don't really know him, so I barely know him too. Well, we're gonna get to know him. But he seems like he's a very good fit for Diamond. He's been poor. For my personal storyline for him is he's always been poor and stuff, so he how do I put this? He's humbled. He's humbled, and he works very hard, and even though he lost his butlering job, he is still a very well-rounded sim. If you look at his skills, he's very well-rounded. So unlike Devon, who she has no skills because she's had a butler her entire life, she hasn't had to do anything. He's very well-rounded, and is a good balance to her, because she's always been spoiled. So he can level her out, which I think is just great. And if you notice in this apartment, I keep calling it an apartment, I'm so sorry. In this trailer, some items in the trailer, especially the living room, they don't go together, like the TV stand. I imagine that TV stand they probably found at a garage sale. Some of these pieces, they probably bought at a garage sale, and some of these other pieces was after Devon sold some of her stuff, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna make it rain all over this trailer with brand new furniture. So what would I say is new furniture for her? That whole vanity setup, I imagine that she did that, she bought that at I don't even know where you would find good vanity stuff. Pier 1 Imports. Oh yeah, I love Pier 1 Imports. So I imagine she went to like Pier 1 Imports and bought that. In the living room, those are her suitcases. They couldn't find like a nice little table, but she wanted that lamp so bad that she just used the suitcases, her suitcases, as a little end table there. But she just really wanted it, and Robert sometimes does have a problem saying no to her. At least in my head. This is not like actual things yet. This is not like part of the actual storyline yet. Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Are you guys doing good? Good. I like creating houses for my characters, or like, I think this is my first house? Second. Third? 2.5 technically for my series. For the Soap Opera Legacy series, this is the half. Because I built 2 houses, and then I refurnished one of them, which that was the land grab house because Juliet moved in and took over the house and like gave it a makeover. And then there's this house. So this is like the 3rd house, but even though one of them's a half. You know what? I'm not even gonna count the fixer-upper because it's a fixer-upper. Yeah. It's actually a rebuild, but either way, it's still a fixer-upper. But yeah, this is the 3rd house, and let me tell you, I love doing this, like, for characters, because there's a whole bunch of, like, storyline that goes into it, and, like, getting to... When you have characters that you know, it's a lot easier than just creating a generic, boring, bleh house. Like, I can create the same house over and over and over. Sometimes I do. I try very hard to, like, stay away from it, but I've pre-recorded a couple of videos for the next 2 weeks or actually the last 2 weeks, because I have finals tomorrow, so I needed to like crank some videos out. So like the fixer-uppers are pre-recorded from the last 2 weeks, and so are the speed builds, I think. One of the speed builds. The beach condo last week was pre-recorded, so was this. But this one is not a generic build because I have characters that I like know and I love them, and they're just great, and I love playing with them. It's just so much fun. It's fun when you have actual people that you care about living in these houses. Yeah. Not that you care, but now you know. Well, I'm getting close to the end of the video, so I'm gonna leave this part off here. Actually, let me just talk about the outside really quick. I imagine that this trailer doesn't have a washer or dryer. It'd be a pain in the ass to fit it in there, but I imagine that it doesn't, so that's why Devon has to start washing her clothes outside, which sucks so hard because she used to, again, have a butler. She did nothing, so I feel like that's going to be a fun thing for her to experience. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, do all those fun YouTube things. Let me know what you think of the build. Let me know if you want to create any houses or characters for this series, for the Soap Opera Legacy series. Please let me know. Tag it in the gallery with the hashtag DillysSims. And I will catch all of you guys next time. Bye, everybody.